Ladies and most gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Warlords of Draenor.
No. No. No, not that one, no.
Yep, what we're going to talk about is the 7 guaranteed mounts in Draenor that you probably totally forgot about with all this BFA hype and everything like that. So we're going to start off this video with a few tips and tricks on how to find these NPCs, and then we're going to go into each individual NPC, and I'm going to tell you a bit about their spawn timer and where they are, and a little bit of info about the mount itself. So first of all, you're going to need an add-on called Npc Scan. Now this is a great add-on, and you can just fly around Draenor and have this add-on on, and it will give you a notification when a rare spawn is nearby, and with a little fanfare, and basically something to get your attention once the NPC is in your area. It's a great add-on, and if you don't have it already, I completely recommend it, especially for Battle for Azeroth as well, because there will be some rare spawns around there that you might end up missing. One thing definitely worth mentioning is the fact that you can be in a massive raid group of up to 40 people. As long as everyone is in the area when you kill the rare, everyone in your group will get the mount. So it makes it 10 times easier to at least have a group of 5 at the very minimum. But it is doable solo. Another thing which I haven't tested but I have a feeling might actually work to your advantage is War Mode. Now I would go and find these NPCs with War Mode off to start with, do a little loop, try and find them, and if you can't find any of them, turn War Mode back on, and then try and find them again, as it will be a completely different phase to what you were in previously, which gives you 2 chances of this NPC being spawned for you. So apparently in 7.35, these mounts now spawn right after a realm reset. So if you're in the game as a realm resets, I recommend that you go and find these NPCs as quickly as possible, because that is apparently how they're spawning now. That is unconfirmed, but apparently the Secret Finding Discord has been saying that is happening. All of these models for the mounts are basically just the NPC with a saddle on it. That being said, it's always good to collect mounts nonetheless, and some of them are pretty cool. So let's just dive right in with all the NPCs and all the mounts, and where to find them. The first mount we're going to look at is the Great Grey Tusk, and this drops from Gorok in the Frostfire Ridge. This NPC has 5 spawn points with a respawn timer of about 7 to 8 hours. He uses the model for the new Warlords of Draenor boar, which it's questionable. I don't mind it, it's okay, but there's definitely better boars out there. The next NPC is in the Frostfire Ridge again, and this is actually a little different from the rest of them. This is the Garn Nighthowl, and this drops from Nok Karosh, which is probably going to be a completely wrong pronunciation, and I can't wait for your comments. And he has 1 spawn point with a 20-minute respawn timer. Now this is only 1 per kill, and is actually sellable on the auction house. So if you don't want to go farm this NPC, you can just buy this mount from the auction house for a reasonable price, as they're so common. The next mount we're going to look at, we're going to go to Nagrand, the new Nagrand, not the good Nagrand, and we're going to look at the Bloodhoof Bull, which is dropped from Nak the Thunderer. Now this NPC has 5 spawn points with a 15 to 28 hour respawn timer. He's a giant cleft hoof, you really can't miss him. All of these NPCs are very, very easily soloable at 110, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And yeah, I kind of wanted a cleft hoof mount back in TBC, but now, you know, we got it in WoD, so better late than never, I suppose. So for our next one, we're actually going to stay in Nagrand for the Mottled Metal Stomper, which drops from Luke Hock. This Elec has 5 spawn points like the previous one, and has a 12 to 28 respawn timer like the previous mount, and this is actually one of the ones I got while filming this video. It uses the new Elec model, which is okay. It's a lot better than the original one, but it would have been nice with some armor, but the armored ones are available as well elsewhere. Next up, we're going to move to the Shadowmoon Valley, and this is probably one of the more convenient ones to get, as you can just use your Garrison Hearthstone to get back to Shadowmoon Valley very easily. This is the Swift Breeze Strider, and it drops from Pathfinder. He has a 6 to 8 hour respawn timer, and has 4 spawn points. The 3 spawn points you can see on the map right there, he just kind of walks back and forth in that small little area. But the one on the left, he's actually running around, so using your flying mount, if you have flying in Draenor, is very, very convenient for this one. If not, just, you know, use your mount and try and find this NPC. He is one of 3 of the different toolbuck models we now have in the game. Probably the coolest one, in my opinion. It's like an original toolbuck, kind of a better graphics one of the TBC one, and yeah, a nice mount to have nonetheless. Next up, we're moving to Gorgon, and we're going to look at the Sunhide Gronling, which drops from Pound Fist. Now, this is probably the most popular of the rare mounts, and probably the most farmed. Originally, it was up to 50 hours of respawn timer, but now it's been reported that it's been changed to 4 to 8, and he has 5 spawn points all in the north area of Gorgrond. The good thing about this one being so popular is the fact that people on the random group finder will probably be having groups and trying to find this NPC all the time, so it's probably one of the easiest ones to get because it's the most popular. Finally, we're going over to Talador for the Sapphire River Beast, which drops from Silthide. I got this actually by accident while flying to a dungeon the other week, so it's clearly not very popular. It has 5 spawn points again, with a 12 to 28 respawn timer, and it's probably the ugliest mount to come out of Warlords of Draenor, the poor thing. But nonetheless, it's still another mount for your collection. It's actually a hippo, apparently. They did actually bring in a new hippo model in BFA, so I don't really know what the wording is. Maybe it's just a pre-evolved hippo or something like that, I don't really know. So that is pretty much it, guys. That is the 7 mounts you might have forgotten about in Draenor. And there is a couple more. There is the Void Talon of the Dark Star and the rares in Tanaan, but today we're only going to cover these rare spawns that I specified before. The others are either a little bit more complicated or not 100% drop, but if you want to see guides for those mounts, I will happily do them at some point on the channel. So let me know down below if you actually learned something today, or if you actually managed to get any of these mounts from this guide. I'd love to know if this actually helps anyone, or if you have any new information about these spawns that I might have missed, or if you've tested the war mode trick, let me know down below. I'm actually kind of curious about that one. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my YouTube sponsors, patrons, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. If you want to support the channel in that way, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you'd like to, and subscribe if you haven't. I also have a partnered Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and I've just started streaming on Twitch, so if you want to join me over there, the links to those are down in the description below this video. And with that, I'll see you next time.